Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back. In this video I'm going to take you through some of my favorite stretches. We're going to be focusing more on lower body. It's going to be a little bit more passive stretching, so focusing on breathing and relaxing, and this is kind of stuff I like to do if I've got back from a training session or at the end of a workout or a run, for example. So the first area we're going to hone in on is the glutes, and I'm going to take you through a few different stretches for that part of the body. So the first one that we're going to start on, I like to, nice and relaxing, it's quite easy to get into. So we're going to try and sit in an upright posture as best as possible. I'm going to bring one leg in and I want to bring it up and over across the body, okay? So I'm quite tight in here, so already you can see this knee doesn't want to come in. So I'm going to try and get that foot in and close. I'm going to use my opposite arm to come around, and then I'm going to wrap. So I want to try and pull that knee in as tight as I can, so knee towards the opposite shoulder, and then I can just get a little bit of a twist. What I don't want to do here is hunch down. I want to try and keep my body nice and upright. So I'm getting a nice big twist and opening the body up. Okay, so this is the first one. You're going to work through this. I would suggest to work through for at least 90 seconds to a minute, and you want to focus on trying to every so often, every 20-30 seconds, so we should be breathing. So nice deep breathing in through the nose, and then on the exhales, just seeing if we can get a bit further into the stretch. Okay, because this is part of a passive kind of cool down, what I don't want to be doing is, I shouldn't be tensing, I should be really tight. Should be feeling a stretch but easing. Okay, the next one we come, so staying in this position, I'm going to go a little bit more into the back now. If I can, I want to get the arm all the way around. Okay, so I'm twisting. So I'm still going to get a little bit in here, but I'm also starting to hit the lower back a little bit more as I get that twist and rotation. Again, I don't want to be down. I want to try and lift that chest up nice and big as I push into that. Again, work on your breathing. So breathing in through the nose and exhale out. Okay, so that's two nice ones to begin with. Focusing on into the glute, kind of piriformis area. The next stretch that we're going to look at is going into our 90-90 position. Okay, so what I mean by that, one leg's going to come out in front, 90 degrees, okay, the knee and the hip, and then I want to try and get the same with the back leg, okay. What you can see here, you might find that the body wants to roll to one side. That's fine, okay. What I want us to try and work on in this position is act a little bit more active, okay, just gently trying to push into the floor. So imagine trying to push that knee down and that knee down, okay, and we're trying to keep our posture nice and as straight as possible. If we're really struggling with this, in terms of we're really hunched or we're having to like bend our spine, what we can do is put a cushion underneath this butt cheek, the front butt cheek, okay, and that's just going to help keep us a little bit more upright. Okay, from this position we can just play around with kind of different things. So I might work into a little bit of opening up through here by adding a little reach up and over, okay, coming into this position. So now I'm lengthening through this side of the body. Okay, I might try and work down, so I might bring elbow down onto the knee, and then I'm just working forwards a little bit, so pushing my body weight down. So this is quite a nice little position to get into, where we put the elbow on the knee to drive that down, and then we're just working on driving that body weight forwards. So it should get, you're either going to feel quite tight, maybe through here, okay, depending on where in the hips you're tight, that's where you're most likely going to feel it. What you don't want to feel is pain though. It shouldn't be painful, it might be discomfort, but it shouldn't be like an acute pain. Okay, you can also try and work down and in. So here where I'm trying to bring my chest down towards my front foot. And I might even twist this way. Okay, and work on coming down here as well, and I might even add those arms into it as well. Okay, so this is a really good position that we can get into, and we can work lots of different areas of the body, and I'm just going to show you what I mean. So if I switch sides on this one, okay, so if I come this side, you can see, oh, I'm finding it a lot harder to stay upright. Okay, so that's because I've got issues with the internal rotation, hip mobility on this right side. But again, if I prop myself up, that's fine. I can still get into the position. I can still try and push these knees down and kind of work around into different positions and angles. Okay, one other one you can work on as well, if it doesn't feel painful, you can work on sitting the weight back. Okay, so now we're looking more at stretching through the front of the hip and coming out. Okay, so that was the second stretch that we can work on. Again, I would try and spend at least 2 minutes both sides and having a little play around with different areas and positions. The next one that we're going to have a look at is a pigeon stretch. If you're quite tight like me, you're going to do it modified. So you're going to use a bench or something that's elevated to help you get into the position. So essentially with the pigeon stretch, I see a lot of people do it wrong because they have this really tight and then they're just over this knee. I'm not really feeling much here. Okay, instead we want to try and keep our front shin angle straight, and then we want to try and keep our body straight as well. So obviously you can see for me here, because I'm quite tight in this front glute, it's really hard for me to get down to the floor, and I don't want to overly force that. Okay, so what I tend to do instead is get a bench to work on, and then on here what I can do is come down, bring that on, and then try and keep the hips nice and straight, and then I'm into my position there, and I'm just gently working up and down. Oh, and that feels intense. Okay, but the more I want to try and avoid too much angling in here if possible. I want to try and keep that shin straight, and then just think about as well, I can bend that back knee and I can try and let this knee come down, and that way I can use my hands for a bit of support as well. So in here again, I'm just going to work on my breathing. So breathing in, okay, and with those exhales, each time I'm exhaling, I'm relaxing. That's allowing me to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, so I can start to mellow out and get a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Okay, so if I have a look at the left side on this one, okay, oh, you can notice this left side is very tight as well. So you see that gap between my knee and the bench, okay? There we go. When I bend that back knee, I can try and ease that down. But again, so just play around with positions. One thing you can also do here, if this feels really uncomfortable, put some cushions underneath here, bridge the gap, just to help support your body weight a little bit. Again, what we don't want to feel, we don't want to feel a big pain on the inside of the knee. Okay, if we're feeling pain on the inside of the knee, then we're doing something wrong. Okay, so we're going to look at one more stretch for the kind of glute, glute max, and then we'll move on to looking at other parts of the body.